what's up YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel. And today we're going to be moving into even more products for the Camaro and some things that are going to be going on with it in the future videos. Quite a bit of things have changed. Some of these items that I'm about to show you are 3rd gen Camaro specific, and then a couple are going to be universal. So if you have a project car out there that isn't a 3rd gen, these items might still work for you. I'll try and give you price and part numbers for these items just so you guys can be aware whether you want to order them or not, and I'll also try and link some of them down in the description. But if not, you'll still have the part numbers and prices so you guys can check it out as well. So I got some of them from JEG, some of them from Summit, and then I also picked up one of the items from the racetrack there in St. Louis when we were racing there last week. Got a really good deal on this item, so I'll show you that, and I really hope you guys enjoy. So here is the first item up. You can only see part of it because it's not all in the camera view, but it is an upgraded sway bar for the 3rd gen Camaro. This is ordered through Top Down Solutions. They also are the ones that sell the Dyno Don headers, one of the best shorty headers that you can run on 3rd gen Camaro, just because the way he built them, they're routed really nicely. They have really good airflow. So that's who I ordered those through, and I will have those headers sometime next month because they build them per customer, so they're on back order a little bit. But other than that, I ordered this from Top Down Solution. Now, depending on the 3rd gen that you have, you may or may not have front and rear sway bars. Mine only has the front, depending on your model and year. And then depending on the model and year, it will also that will also dictate the size of the front and rear sway bars. There's a lot of different sizes out there on these 3rd gens. So what I have is just a front sway bar, and I'm not going to put a rear one on until I order my new rear end and do all of that. But the front one, the stock one that I have, is 27 millimeters, and this is a 34 millimeter. Now this is a hollow one, so they're a little bit cheaper, but they're still really strong. Now, obviously, this 34 hollow is not going to be as strong as a 34 solid, but it does state that these are supposed to be as strong as the 30 or 32 millimeter solid, so still a really good sway bar. You can get it powder coated in red or black, so that's really nice. And then I got that, like I said, from Top Down Solutions for $65, I believe. And then I went ahead and ordered these from Hawk's 3rd gen. These are the 34 millimeter poly bushings, and they are greasable. They got the grease certs and everything. Your mounting hardware and all of that, or I should say the washers, your mounting hardware, the 2 bolts that are on the car on each side. I have new ones in the car because I just did that Wonder Bar, if you guys watched that video. And then I also ordered some end links as well with poly bushings. I believe all of this was about $40 or $50, and then this was $65. So roughly $100 for all of it, whereas your normal setup, if you got this anywhere else, is going to be around $300, $200 to $300 depending. So got a pretty good deal on that by going to different websites instead of ordering it all as a kit from one website. So that's the first item. Now I'll get the next item up here and let me know what you guys think. Okay, so like I stated before, I got the Dyno Don headers on the way, and in this situation I decided to go with what they recommended. So what they recommend is the ARP 100-1109 header bolts. This is a 3/8 hex head. Really good for clearance up against the headers and stuff. Also, ARP is a great brand to go with. I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure these were pretty cheap. I mean, under 20 bucks if I remember correctly. And then they also recommend the Earl's Performance Sealing Pressure Master header gasket. And it's like an aluminum housing, and then it's got a graphite foil center for around each exhaust port. And it's supposed to seal really well. And then as far as the part number, here's the part number on this specific set for a Gen 1 small block Chevy. But on the back, they do have all the different applications they make a gasket for. And they even make replacement inserts for these, so you don't have to order the entire thing, so you could reuse them. these are supposed to be really good. These run about $45. Now, I ordered them through Summit, and when I first got it, it's actually cracked through right here in the graphite foil. So I called them, no questions asked. They're all like, just hold on to those. And they sent me a new one. So really appreciate it. Summit did a great job. Customer service is fantastic. But after doing some research, I could possibly just order a replacement insert for this. But as of right now, I'm just gonna hold on to these for a backup, just in case something happens to these. But like I said, that's gonna run $45 right there. So not cheap on the header gaskets, but from all the comments and reviews, it's supposed to be one of the best gaskets out there. Over here from Jegs, I ordered a couple Earls 6AN to 6AN male adapters. And that's because if you guys watch my Camaro videos, I have trans cooler lines that are 7 feet long that go from the trans all the way up to the front of the car to the radiator. But I got so much extra line, I didn't know what to do with it. And I also want to make sure that my trans always stays cool. So I decided against running it through the radiator. That's going to be dedicated to coolant alone. I actually ordered a trans cooler with a built-in fan, which I am going to mount underneath the trunk. So all the way in the back of the car, a lot of airflow underneath the car, plus a 500 or 550 CFM fan mounted on it will produce plenty of cool air to keep the transmission cool, or the fluid cool. So with the 7 feet lines, it just made it to the rear end. I'm going a little bit past the rear end. So if you guys saw those original cooler lines, 7 feet long, they were $120. Now, Jegs actually makes a product, Jegs brand. It's called Ready Made Hose, and it's part number 110614. This is 4 feet long. This is 6AN line. I ordered 2 of them, obviously, to reach where I need to go. And it's made to handle a lot of different fluids and stuff and temperatures. You can check that out on the Jegs website if you look up that part number. But very nice. You can get them in basically any size, any length, and a couple different color options. So that's really cool. And if I remember correctly, these were like a quarter of the price, or about half the price as what I paid for the others. But now that's it as far as what I ordered from Jegs. Now I'll show you what I got from the track and what I got from Summit. Okay, so next up is going to be the Duraley Performance, leader in performance cooling. This is the Atomic Cool remote cooler. It's a big kit. It's not just the cooler itself. They provide you with line and adapters and fittings and tie downs and all of that stuff. It mounts anywhere space permits. Electric fan supplies optimum airflow, dramatically extends engine and transmission life depending on what you're running through it. Efficient 16-row plate and fin cooler with 6AN fittings, so it's perfect for my application. It's a 500 CFM reversible tornado fan, so it can run either direction depending on how you wire it up. And a clear anodized aluminum brackets. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. It's going to be part number 13950, and this, I believe, is around $150. So, just up in here, you're going to have your hose, which is actually really nice. I won't be using it, but it will be nice to have around just in case I need some. So that's about the only thing I won't be using out of this kit, except for the hose adapters. But here you have all your different fittings and stuff to attach the hose and all of that. And then you got some hose clamps and basically 6AN fittings and all of that. Then next up is the actual unit itself. They were nice enough to make sure to actually plug the ends instead of just leaving the 6AN fittings in there. That's really nice. Shouldn't have anything inside. Black anodized cooler, and then clear anodized mounting brackets. And then you have about 1.5 feet, 2 feet of wire here for your fan. Now it does come with a thermostat switch, so it kicks on at like 180 and kicks back off at 165, and you just put it on the inlet side, I believe, of the cooler, and so it'll take care of everything. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can run it without a relay. It takes about 4.8 amps, I believe, to run the fan. If that's fine, it's fine. You can run it that way through the thermostat into a power supply, or you can order this for $16. It's a relay, so you can run it, you know, to your key or to a toggle, depending on what you want to do. But that's available as well. It's part number 16763. 4060 amp relay wiring harness, 25 amp continuous draw, so it's plenty big for this single fan here. But remember, it also depends on what Duraley transcooler that you pick up, or not transcooler, just cooler in general. So really nice workmanship here, really good quality, looks really nice. The fins are all in really good condition. And I'm gonna mount this up underneath the car. So they said even no matter how you position it, this fan should be able to supply plenty of air through the cooler, even if this is backed up against, the backside is backed up against something. So that's really cool. I'll do more in-depth kind of look at this as I mount it up in the car. But other than that, that's it as far as the transcooler. So if you guys watched some of my previous videos, you might have heard that I was going to run an Autometer oil pressure gauge. Looking at this oil pressure gauge and a pod system online, it was going to be $100 for just the oil pressure gauge and pod. And then I was going to get a tack as well later on down the road because I really need one. The car doesn't have one. So I looked it all up online, and this gauge and the pod, $100. This is about a $250 to $350 product right here. And I picked it up at the track in St. Louis while we were there racing for $100. That's what I was gonna spend on this one gauge alone. They are mechanical gauges, but that's fine. That's what I was looking for. I ran the electrical ones and I haven't had good luck with them. So I'm gonna go mechanical. Also, the gauges that I have in the car, I can't even remember the brand. I think they're JDM, you know, the China eBay gauges. They're inaccurate. Their life is not very long at all. The lights will flicker. One of mine took a crap on me about a week into having it. The carbon fiber gauge pods that I have are nice, but the gauges themselves are garbage. So I wanted to get something that I knew was going to be good. And something that I could trust. So $100 for this entire system. You get oil pressure, water temp, oil temp. So really important stuff. It also comes with warning lights as well. So once the water temp hits a certain temperature, this light will kick on and let you know. If your oil pressure shoots up too high or drops too low, it'll let you know. It's got a warning in the instructions. It tells you when they kick on and stuff. And what's nice is it all comes on this plate, and it's all pre-wired as far as what's going on back here. You still have to run your sensor wires, obviously, and then on the back of these two warning lights over here, you'll have to run the sensor, warning sensor wire and stuff. But other than that, it's already all pre-wired, and then it comes with grommets and your oil pressure line and all of that. So really nice little kit. I'm not going to go through it all. I still got to find some way to mount this in the car. I don't know if I'm going to cut into the dash or find some way to mount it on the dash or what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll figure something out. But that's it as far as products I've purchased for the Camaro right now, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.